Hello, this is Theo from Acoustic. Hello, this is Theo from Acoustic Architect, and in this video I'm going to show you how I created the sounds for this animation. If you like to see more videos like these, remember to subscribe, click the notification bell, and also follow me on the social media links in the description below. Okay, so this is how I did the sound for the animation that you can see on my website. We have a few layers here. So I have this metal sample from the Impacts and Hits sample pack. It's basically a reverse sample and a bit stretched and with lots of compression. This is how the sample sounds like without any effects on it. It's a bit less stretched. And with compression and reversed. So this is just a build up to the point where the statue cracks on the top side. And this is the point where the statue reassembles itself. This is a normal sample. Without compression it sounds like this. And with compression this one is contributing to the low end of the mix, so without these effects it sounds like this. This is another sample from the sound pack, and for this sound I've added some low end around 100 Hz. I've cut around 30 Hz. So without the EQ it sounds like this. With the EQ it sounds like this. I've added an OTT that you can find in the audio effects, dynamic, multiband dynamics, and OTT. This is the preset. I'm not sure if the one I'm using is using the default parameters, but just to make sure you can copy these parameters right here. So without the OTT it sounds like this, and with it it sounds like this. I've also added a sub-filter boost. This one you can find in the reverb resonators corpus. Sub-filter boost. So without it it sounds like this, and with it it sounds like this. So together with the one on the top, these here, it sounds like this. Let's see it with the video. Now this one right here is a simpler. So I will be trying to recreate something like this. This just to make sure, this is the first sound that you can hear, the squiggly sound. So this is the sound I will be recreating here with the simpler. Now to create this kind of sound you need to go to Instruments, drag a simpler here. This is the simpler track. We also need the samples that you can see here, these. Just so you know, simpler needs one single sound wave. So I will be going to the Impacts and Hits folder, Metal Hits, drag these samples on a new track, press Ctrl J to consolidate them. That means this one is a single sound wave right now, and you can add it to the simpler here. Click on Slice. Right now on each MIDI key we have one sample. Just a sec to solo this. So now this is almost exactly like a drum kit. You can also use the same thing on a drum kit if you want to use the separate sounds. I will be creating a MIDI clip here. Click on this to listen to the samples while you're dragging the MIDI. so they start here. And now from here you can just, you know, go wild. Let's reduce this, maybe let's put it off. Let's hear this out. And now let's see what effects we have here. So we have an auto filter, a delay, and then EQ8. Let's try to add these effects here. So audio effects, EQ and filters, add an auto filter. And now we need to automate it. So let's try to make this a bit longer. I've selected all of them. And drag from here, that's it. Okay, let's try to work with that. So I'll click on frequency, press A on the keyboard, and on this frequency let's try to start at maybe 200 and go to the top. So without the auto filter and with the auto filter. Now the next effect is a delay, so we can go to audio effects, delay, delay, drag and drop this right here. Make sure to set it to repitch, and I also like ping pong delay. We need time delay, we don't need it synced to any beats. Click on this and automate it. Let's go from 9 milliseconds to you can play with this all you want, so it depends what you want to get. You can also play with the feedback and automate it. I'll put the feedback to the max, and after that I will decrease it to 0. Okay, and the third effect is just to clean up the low end of the mix. So right now we have this, and it almost sounds like this. The differences come from the different sound samples I've chosen, but you can play around with this to do a similar effect. I will delete these two.
So that's the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2.